I'm here with Reid from Off Page SEO, and today the question is, how does Google work? And Kris and I were just chatting before we were recording, and he said, this is something that people really don't understand but find incredibly interesting. And I said, yes, I don't understand, and I do find it incredibly interesting. So Kris, how does Google work?
Well, John, back in the 90s when there was a host of other search engines like Yahoo, Alta Vista, and Excite, there was a heap of them. They used to work in a similar way by having spiders that go out and crawl the internet and look at websites. But they used to read the content on them and analyze the content and then rank them by that. And so you could do keyword stuffing, like if you wrote a website about buy iPhones and you put buy iPhone 1 million times on your website, they'd go, wow, that site must really be about buy iPhones, and you'd rank number one. And Google thought, well, that's pretty stupid. Larry Page, the co-founder of Google, whilst he was still at university, he realized that when people write a book, and if other people reference that book, well, then that person must be the authority in that niche. He thought, well, it must be the same with websites. If you've got a website about iPhones and everyone's linking to your website, well, then you must be the real authority on that niche. And so you should rank the best. And that was exactly how PageRank started. And over the years, it's got a lot more complicated. Not every website's the same. If the BBC's linking to you or some guy down the road, it's going to have different weight. But then it's also a different niche. Like if you're a baker and you've got lots of other bakers that are linking to you, well, Google trusts them and trusts that they know about baking. And so that if their link's worth a lot more, where if a plumber's linking to you, well, plumber probably doesn't know as much about baking. It still can be good, but it's not as powerful. So that's the basis of how Google works. I mean, it's pretty complicated under the hood, but that's it in a nutshell.
But the key question then is, what can we do without cheating? What can we do? What are the sensible things to do? Just maybe a few tips that could actually help us to help Google rank us better.
Well, there's lots of stuff that you can do on site to try and structure your website so that Google knows what's your most important pages and your content is about. But that's kind of a different topic, so we'll leave that. So what's really important is to try and build your authority. It needs to be more authoritative than whoever else you're trying to outrank. And so you want to be providing content that people want to talk about. And this can be great if you're in a interesting field. But if you are a plumber, it can be pretty hard because, who wants to link to a plumber? It's not that exciting. So there you can be a bit creative and do outreach and connect with people. So often plumbers or tradesmen are really in love with the tools they use. They'll really prefer one brand, the Makita, over another brand. And so one thing you could do would be provide a testimonial for them. Go, I just love these drills. I've been using these to fix toilets for 20 years. And that's a really authoritative site that I'd love to show that testimonial on there and give you a link back. And that's really verifiable. It shows credibility that you do really use that tool every day. And so that's the sort of way you can get links. Other ways you can do it is with people you partner with. Like if you're a local baker, chances are that you don't work in isolation. You buy your flour from someone, you get your rolling pins from someone. Why not partner with these people and tell the world why you use that flour, why you use that provider, and they're looking for testimonials of who's using their stuff too. So, it's a win-win scenario.
So if I understand it, if we say that the first step is to get your sort of on-page SEO right, so you get your keywords right and you make sure it's in your H1 title, you make sure it's in your first paragraph, you make sure it's in your last paragraph, you make sure you get the sort of densities okay. Then you're talking about maybe the type of content. I know video is, people love watching video, but I know Facebook's really pushing video at the moment. And if you create video on Facebook, you get much better reach than if you just put out a text article. How is Google, because Google obviously owns YouTube, how is Google working with YouTube to give you credit, give you reward for Google juice, if you like, for using video?
So yeah, YouTube is owned by Google, so they do like to try and rank it in the SERP wherever they can justify it, and having that can be great. But it really depends what market you're in. A lot of the companies we work with are bricks and mortar companies like bakers or lawyers, and so their major keywords are like plumber Sydney or lawyer Brisbane. They're not so much someone looking for an answer to a problem, where generally YouTube video will rank for things like how do I tie a tie or how to fix a flat tire. That's a perfect time where Google will show a video for that. So if you've got a product like that, there's a new potato peeler. You could have a great video on how to peel potatoes, and then that would be something that rank and work really well with video. So you also got to think about who your customer is. If you are selling a product, then sure, people like to watch a video and see this product in action and go, yeah, that looks great, I'll buy it. Where if you're looking for a service, it's probably not going to be very helpful.
Interesting. Now, I know you are bringing out a book. When we're recording this in May 2017, just in case anybody drops into it in the long foreseeable future, but you've got a book coming out on SEO, which is your hot topic of speciality. Can you just give us a quick 30-second resume of what we might expect? And it's coming out towards the end of the year, I gather.
It is. It's been well over a year in production, and we're just putting the finishing touches on at the moment. SEO is such a broad topic, and it can get pretty dry, really. As much as I love it and can gibber on about it forever, not everyone wants to go into such detail. So what we've done is try to make it a book at anyone's level so that you can understand the fundamentals of how to choose the right keywords, how to test those keywords, what to do with them on your website, how to build content, how to plan content, how to build the authority of your website. But the really main thing that we focus on is how to get those people to your website and how to get them to take action. So whatever you want them to do, like buy something right now, make an appointment, or pick up the phone and give you a call. Really, that's all that matters. So that's what we really focus on.
Brilliant. Well, I will definitely be buying a copy and reading it and marking it and turning the corners and from end to end. So I'm really looking forward to that coming out, and definitely we'll have to get you onto the podcast when the book comes out. So we'll get you onto the podcast before the book comes out, so we can publish it when the book comes out, which is timing is everything, as they say. Kris, if people want to find out more about you, where can they go and do that?
Yeah, you can go to our website, Ardor SEO, that's ARDOR SEO.com, or just Google the coolest guy in SEO and you'll see plenty of me.
Brilliant. And I should mention, if anybody wants to know more about growth and using YouTube to grow your audience, then my growth hacking YouTube course, I'll put a link to in the show notes as well, so that you can go and find that. Kris, brilliant to talk to you. It's been a little while, but let's definitely keep in touch. And I say I'm really looking forward to seeing that book, because I know I'm going to learn a huge amount from it.
Awesome, John. Talk soon.